Alright, I'm just gonna wait for YouTube to tell me that I'm actually live.
I'm also going to. I'm just gonna put it in my description. I uploaded a video.
Oh yeah, I see that you put my channel instead of the uh
Yeah, I
Are
didn't.
we live?
yeah, we're live.
All right.
Alright, boys and girls. Well, boys. Hello, Mr. Cookie Dough, Mackie Mouse. Hi. Um could someone check the audio levels for me, please? Make sure everything's fine and dandy.
Would you like me to check it?
Yeah, that would be great, Wooly. Much appreciated.
Okay. Let me just mute my. Let's see.
A little louder? Okay, who? Me or Wooly?
Actually, it sounds. Yeah, it sounds quite quiet on both of our end, actually.
Okay, let me turn you.
Just turn up the desktop audio.
Yeah, just turn up your overall audio. It should be good.
Yeah, let me do that. Alright, that should be good, everyone. Hello, DJ Striker.
What's up, everybody?
Is that good now, everyone? Is that fine and dandy? That sounds great. Awesome. Alright. I mean, shall we get started with the questions then?
All right. Yeah, let's do it.
Alright. JMax might pop in and ask some questions as well, like improv questions for him. I have a few questions written down. Alright, first question, Wooly. When did you start YouTube?
Okay, I started YouTube. I think 3 years, not three, 1 year ago, December 16th. I think that was it. I started. Well, actually, that was my first legit video. My first actual video I posted in November, I think, maybe about a month earlier. It was a B-movie meme, because I thought that it would be a good idea to start out and sort of build respect as a meme channel, kind of like the way Pyrocynical did, and then and
Right.
then move into commentary. But I just sort of got bored with it. I was like, this isn't making memes isn't what I wanted to. Like I wanted to incorporate, I guess I wanted to incorporate memes into my later commentary, but I really didn't want to make my whole channel based on that.
Right, yeah, I saw you made like a B movie meme. Last year it was like popping. Like I remember this guy got like 20 million views off of like some like meme. What was it? I can't remember what the meme was, but he
Was
got
it
like,
the
I'm sure.
unironic? Was it that unironically ironic guy? He made the reading the B movie script, and or, like he had to like
Was it
tell the whole B movie in like 20 seconds or something like that. It was something wild like that.
no. Let me look it up. Let me look it up.
Well, while
Another
you're
like
looking that up, I just want to ask, how old are you?
I'm 19.
19. I'm going
19.
15.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um. Oh yeah, I remember the channel who made it. Avoid at all costs. Was was
Oh,
was the channel that made it?
hmm.
Did he take
That
his
was
video down?
He took the video. Oh.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
he may have gotten a copyright claim. I know I got a copyright claim on my video. Um, it was
Yeah.
okay, but it didn't remove it. It just said it wasn't eligible for monetization.
Oh, I see. Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah.
that was just when the adpocalypse was beginning.
You think so? I thought the adpocalypse started in like I thought it started in like May or something like that. I
I
think I got my old.
That's just like when it was like, just like, beginning to like, like that's when like the earlier signs of that it was coming were happening.
Right, right. So that's when things were sort of coming
Going
together.
down the drain. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was clear that things were building up.
Mm-hmm.
Towards
Well,
the
I think when like the final blow for everything was when PewDiePie made those naughty jokes that started that whole controversy.
Right, right. I think yeah, the whole Wall Street Journal thing. I know a lot of people tend to say, "Oh, PewDiePie had nothing to do with it," but yeah, it was pretty clear that YouTube was responding to the controversy. They were YouTube
Yeah.
like they were pretty scared about the all their advertisers leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And when Wall Street Journal really expedited that, I think it was mainly just the racist jokes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Nazi jokes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Here's
like
something.
not even on PewDiePie's channel, but like people who would make like the Alabama N-word song
Oh yeah.
that KKK song. I think that was one of the things that they cited as being this offensive content that advertisers were displaying their ads on, and YouTube was like, oh no, we got to save these advertisers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing I can say, I tell this to anyone who brings up the PewDiePie controversy, but I'm a Jew myself, and I had no issue with the PewDiePie thing. A lot of my friends actually that are also Jewish, we were watching it, and we were cracking up.
Yeah.
So,
It's I think a lot of people think that you have to take these jokes personally just because maybe you fit into this group a little more specifically. I think that the problem is when people find that, because people like to make fun of groups a lot. Like
Yeah.
I see like a lot of comedy is around making fun of groups of people or making fun of, if you're doing a comedy routine, you might talk about like a specific group of people and the people in that group. But then once you find that you yourself identify as being part of that group of people, I think that's when people start to take it a lot more personally. Because it's all fine when it's not about them, but then once it is actually about them, then it becomes more of a problem for them.
Right. Now, why did you decide to start YouTube, Wooly?
So that's a question I was asked actually just yesterday by a different creator, and I realize now that it's actually a lot more complicated than I thought it was. I guess I used to watch YouTube before then. I think I started seriously watching YouTube in maybe I guess it would have been May of 2016, so not that long ago at all. But I started watching YouTube, and there were a couple of creators that I really liked watching. One of them was I Hate Everything, who at that time had I think he had like 500,000 or something like that subscribers. I liked watching his content. I was introduced to his Cool Cat review by a have you ever seen the Cool Cat Saves a Kid reviews by Your Movie Sucks and I Hate Everything?
Yes, I have. I don't know about JMax. Have you seen them, JMax?
I haven't seen the whole thing, but I've been showed clips of it before.
Ah.
Right. And I got into those creators, and then gradually I got to there was the whole controversy where Derek Savage copyright claimed his video, and I got to know more of these other channels because they started speaking up for him, like Philip DeFranco. I think I don't know if H3H3 of course he had his own copyright controversy.
Yeah.
And I got to know these different channels, and I was like, oh, well, I'll just sort of watch these, and I found them very entertaining. So I realized that I had a lot that I wanted to say too. So I thought, well, why don't I try making my own videos? So I had this idea, and I didn't really have much to start with. I had my iPhone, and I had this microphone that my older brother had bought, but he didn't really need it anymore, so he gave it to me. So basically all you need for a YouTube channel is some editing software, a microphone, and a camera. And I started to use that, and I think the first thing that I ever recorded was this movie review of. Ever heard of the movie Underdog? It was distributed by Disney.
Yes, I've actually seen it before.
You've actually seen it before.
I have.
I made like a bad movie review. I recorded all of the audio, but then as I was going through it, it's like, this isn't really that bad. Because Disney, they don't really they may not make like great movies, and sometimes they'll make movies that are pretty terrible. But you can never it's never easy. They're never easy targets.
Right.
And
Or at least the main Disney brand movies.
exactly. Like I guess you could pick apart in maybe 10 minutes in a 10-minute video some of their sequels to their cartoon classics. But with Underdog, there wasn't really much for me to work with, so I scrapped that video. I scrapped a couple of other videos, and then I finally made the Snapchat video. This was after the B-movie meme. That was sort of separate. I did that because my brother, the same one who gave me the microphone, said, "Hey, you should make a B-movie meme where you change the language every time." I thought, "Oh, that's a great idea." But it wasn't a great idea. But it actually got more views than most of my videos at the time. The Snapchat video got like 180 views, which was still pretty good.
How
After
large was your channel at the time?
after the B movie meme, I think I maybe have like 20 subscribers.
Yeah, so 100 views is really good for that.
Yeah, but I posted on Reddit. That was where I publicized my content. I would post on different subreddits, and I still do that, but I don't do it as much because I don't need to.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you already have an audience.
Right.
Yeah. Have you had any channels before this one?
I did have channels before this one. There was one channel where the thing is I don't even know if I have access to them. I used to do some programming because I'm pretty into programming. That's what I do. I used to do that to make money too. So I would show off some of the things that I would make on YouTube as well. I'd upload videos of like I would program for Minecraft. If you ever been on a Minecraft server, you'll see that it's pretty different from vanilla, and that's because people will program for it. So I would do that for hire, and then I would make my own sort of add-ons, and I used to make videos for them, and that's how I got pretty good at editing actually. Sort of practicing.
Yeah,
with that.
I did notice that a lot of your videos, like the production quality, is pretty good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It is.
Especially like the intros, I noticed they're.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the video I'm working on now, I'm sort of trying to get away from intros a little bit, because I feel like at a certain point, I don't really know if they benefit the content that much, and if they sort of, I find myself skipping through people's intros.
I think that, in my opinion on intros, is that as long as they're short and they look clean, then I'll watch them. But especially with yours, because it's different every time. So like it's like a new like surprise.
Oh, I see. Okay, well that's an interesting
Oh, what? I just got an alert. Oh, thank you for the sub, the monkey's head.
Thank you. Yeah, but like I noticed like a lot of channels that have the same bland intro every time. I've seen it a million times, and yes, I find myself skipping it. Unless it's like a catchy jingle or something, then I just can't help myself. But when like it's a new intro every time, then it's just kind of like it's cool to see because I work in After Effects myself, and it's kind of sometimes I kind of like think about how they did it.
Right.
Oh, just got another sub. Thank you, Colt Rivas, for the sub.
One thing that in terms of intros, I would just get bored of my own intro after a while. I'd be like, I've seen this because as I see my videos so often, because I have to play them over and over again to get like make sure that I didn't miss anything or that I didn't forget to edit one part. So I would just sort of get bored of my own intros, and in fact sometimes I would just make it a whole intro, and it would take me like a whole day, and then I would just scrap it because I didn't like it. So I think that's why you'll see that I changed my intro so much. I think I'll at max I reuse an intro maybe once, but usually I have to make a new intro.
Yeah, my intro for my videos is hello and welcome to today's video. It's pretty like generic, but
well, hey, I mean, just because something is generic or you see it a lot doesn't necessarily make it bad.
Oh no, of course not. No.
Yeah. Like on Good Mythical Morning, they reuse their intro every episode, except per season they change it. But I guess it sort of gives you some familiarity with the channel that you're on. Like it sort of feels more professional that way, I guess. I guess that's why people like intros.
I don't really watch Good Mythical Morning a whole lot, so I wouldn't know.
I used to watch them a ton back in like 2015.
For me, I used to watch them a lot like a year ago. Yeah.
I would occasionally watch their videos. I never grinded their videos or anything like that. Like binge watched. Next question is, are you ever gonna make an upload schedule, Wooly?
I'm sorry, my Discord cut out when you said that. Can you repeat the question?
Oh, it was if you're gonna establish an upload schedule.
An upload schedule?
Yeah.
If I did establish an upload schedule, it'd be pretty pitiful. I'll be honest with you. It would be because how long ago was my last video? Like a month ago?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I don't know. I'm not really good at scheduling things like that because the problem with that is that then if I miss the upload date, then people are going to go on the channel they're gonna realize that I'm not uploading them. They're gonna get frustrated. So I feel like if I don't set any expectation, then how can I disappoint anyone?
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I have a almost inexistent audience, because I haven't made a video in over a year.
Yeah.
And even when I did, they were just like shit posts.
Right,
But
right.
I made a video actually about a month ago saying that I was gonna rebrand my, like 2 months ago saying I was gonna rebrand my channel.
No, that was in August, JMax. That was in August. 4 months ago. Yeah, that was in August.
August?
August. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was like 2 months ago.
No, fucking August.
But I set my banner to say new videos every month.
Not a single video has come out since that.
Except for my Jax Films entry, which did get featured, and I was very happy about that.
Yeah, JMax loves Jax Films. I'm not a huge Jax Films fan, but I don't dislike the content.
And some people are either like really, really into his content or just not that into it. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
honestly, you've gotta like someone who's gotten your work, even if it's a crappy Minecraft parody intro. If they get your work shown to over 1 million people, then you've gotta love them.
That's true. And what was your entry? Was it for the one of the intros or something?
Yeah.
He did a contest. Speaking of intros, make the shittiest intro that you can think of. So what I had done was in a free software online called Panzoid, I wrote out Jax Films, and it was in a Minecraft preset, and then I had a fidget spinner spinning behind it, and as particles, I used the main character of the Emoji Movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's clever. Because another buddy of mine, Pivot Montiero, he also I think entered into the contest, and he also got featured too. He had this really bizarre intro. I think Jax Films really likes that kind of thing. There's something that is so absurd that you can't understand.
Do you remember
it.
which one it is? Because I'm not gonna lie, I watched the video a few times to boost my ego.
Yeah, he got hard, like erect, like fully solid when he saw that shit.
Yeah.
Slander.
First thing he went to do was message me. I was featured on Jax Films. I'm like, congrats, pal.
That's funny.
But do you remember
Yeah.
which one your friend made?
I don't know. It was this really weird one where I think it had like characters spinning around or something. It was one of the most bizarre. It was less because he makes YouTube poops. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was just really bizarre. If you look through it again, you'll see he had the squid avatar.
All right. I'm sure I would recognize it if I saw it, because I remember there were a few really bizarre ones.
Right, I guess in the meantime, I'll move on to the next question. Would you ever consider making a Patreon, Wooly?
Would I ever consider making a Patreon?
Yes.
If I made a Patreon, then that would mean I would probably have to A, upload more, and B, I would have to come up with some sort of incentives, like featured content or live streams. I don't think I would do that this early on. If YouTube doesn't sort out their monetization, and I was like, I really wanted to make money off of that, if I really wanted to make money off of YouTube, then yeah, I can see myself coming up with some sort of initiative. You know what? Between you and me, though, I probably wouldn't do it on Patreon. I would probably come up with my own system.
Right.
So, because I don't really like, I'm sort of bothered by Patreon. I know that they reversed whatever they did previously with the dollar fees, or I think they upped. What was it? They added like $1.27 fees to every.
Yeah,
donation.
fees for if you want to donate to someone on Patreon. Yeah.
Right, and they reversed that, but you can't really. I know that I could make something that would probably suit my needs a little better.
It's like with EA, how like even after they got rid of the microtransactions, you still don't like EA.
Right, and I don't even know that they're gonna completely get rid of that. I'm pretty sure they're bringing it back. In fact, I think they even said in their statement.
They did.
For now.
Yeah. They actually said that. Spastics.
Although back to one thing I just realized about my statement about Jax Films, about how if someone gives you millions of views, then you've got to love them. You must love Jax Films too, just for that purpose.
Perfect segue.
Yeah, it's sort of like with we're talking about the Jax Films video here, the Genius of Jax Films, which is my biggest video.
Rick and Morty fan.
575,000 views.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, it's a the thing about that video is I had no idea it was going to get as big as it did. In fact, for the first day, it wasn't getting like any views. It got like 1,000, which was still pretty good. But my video before that got 20,000. That was the Emoji Movie, like this really terrible review I did of the Emoji Movie. And anyone who's seen my content roasts me about that one because it was really bad. I wanted to get those early views, but anyway, I digress. So I made the Jax Films video because I was like, it was something I'd been planning for a while, and I wrote the script, and then I recorded all the audio, I re-recorded the audio, I edited it. It took me like 2 weeks to edit it, and then I uploaded it, and it got maybe like 1,000 views, and I was like, oh, this is a little disappointing. But then after a day, I started just seeing, like, I think the next day it got like 100,000 views because it was sort of just got in the recommendeds for some reason, and then it just sort of kept getting more and more views and more subscribers. And yeah, like then eventually Jax Films, he commented his own comment, which I pinned, where he made this joke. He said, let me see if I can remember. He said, yeah, I didn't know about Genius, but he's pretty cool. Once I was homeless and he gave me $1, so there's that. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that too. It was also a little weird because I realized that he may have actually seen the video, and it was like I made this shrine to Jax Films. This huge video that was obviously I'd put a lot of effort into, and also
he said I'm still homeless, but the gesture was appreciated.
right. That's the rest of the joke.
Yeah.
I was I guess it would have been a little weird for him to watch that video, especially. But I am glad that he didn't make like some comment like, oh, you got this wrong about me, or no, you're wrong about this. Like obviously a lot of it was guesswork, and a lot of it was sort of I was saying that, sure, maybe he doesn't realize that he's doing this, but there's an effect that he's clearly having. But I'm glad that I appreciated the response that he gave me. That was
Believe it or not, that's how I found your channel.
Oh, really? Yeah, a lot of people found my channel. Obviously, I think half my subscribers are from that one video. But yeah, a lot of people, like even in real life, at my university, I was talking about because I eventually had to tell people that I'm a YouTuber, because they were wondering, oh, why do you disappear for a couple hours to go and record stuff? It's like, oh, I have got this YouTube channel. Then eventually this one guy was like, oh, you made the Jax Films video. I saw that because he watches Jax Films too. And I would reckon that most people who watch Jax Films videos on the regular probably were the ones who saw that video. So it stands to reason that if I found someone who watches Jax Films regularly or is a fan, that they would also have seen that video.
That was what a great feeling. I can never imagine someone coming up to me that I already know and then recognizing one of my videos from before I told them I was a YouTuber.
Yeah, I talked to him and I said, so did you like the video? And he said, yeah, it was okay. So yeah, I was like, are you kidding me? I think that he meant that in a good way. Another guy saw my my RiceGum video though, same university. I was actually talking about it with a friend at the library, and then the other guy was at the table behind me, and then he turned around and he said, "Wait, you made that video?" So that was also pretty cool. Those are the only 2 times that anyone's recognized my work though, or my videos. I don't want to call it my work.
Right. Yeah, I've never had something like that happen to me. Well, what was I gonna say? Damn it, I forgot. Oh yeah, Jax Films must be a Rick and Morty fan, don't you think?
I know that the meme of the whole smart meme, that whole meme, that's a little bit dead. But
yeah, I know.
I don't actually know if he likes Rick and Morty, to be honest with you.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I think he does because as a Jax Films expert myself, in both his Halloween avatar contest and his Christmas avatar contest, he's said that he's accepted submissions about Rick and Morty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, JMX is a Jax Films stalker.
He's a Jax Films librarian. Sort of Jax Films archive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually not too big on Jack's films, to be quite frank.
Mm-hmm.
I found you through, I think Brad. You know, Brad does banter.
Oh yeah, you you found me through that voiceover I did for him.
Yeah.
That's that's hilarious. You want to know the story behind that? So
Sure.
Brad does banter. He goes on. Sorry, I didn't wait for you to say yeah, but whatever. Um,
No worries.
he goes on Twitter, and he says, "I need someone to make this voiceover for me real quick, a posh British accent." And I was like, okay. I this was at maybe 1 a.m. or so, and I was kind of bored. I think I just finished my midterms or something, and I was sort of sitting in my room, and I was like, why didn't I just do this for him? Or no, wasn't even like that. I was like, why didn't I ask him if he wants me to do it? So I sent him a Twitter video of me auditioning where I read a couple of lines from like Ken M on Reddit, and then he was like, oh, that's perfect, and then he sent me a DM, and then I recorded it for him.
Mm-hmm.
So that was definitely that was an interesting experience. I don't know if he was just so desperate that he was willing to accept anything, or if he really thought that I was doing a good posh British accent, because I don't think I was.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess it being bad is what makes it a good posh British accent.
Right, right. But I guess you have to wonder where he got it from, because he's British himself. So I guess most people would think, oh, well, if you're British, you should know someone with a posh British accent. But it's really not the case in Britain. I heard something like you can go a couple of miles and then you'll be talking to people in a completely different dialect in England.
Right. Someone asked in chat where the video at. Huh?
Where the video at? I'm still working on it. I'll admit I've been a bit lazy. I
I
was
think he
working.
means the interview.
What?
I mean
I
the
I
interview.
don't know what you're asking,
Yeah, do you
Pagni.
mean the
Where?
audition? That the audition for Brad?
Oh, I don't know if I have the audition anymore. Like my phone, I had to. I was telling Champy about this before I joined the Discord call. I had to get my phone fixed, and they had to wipe like everything on my phone. So it's okay because I everything that I wanted to get off of it, I got off of it, but I have to re-download all my apps. So I would like to go and find that, but I don't know if I have the conversation. I guess it was on Twitter, so it should be there somewhere.
Yeah, it should
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, I
I
don't
Yeah.
don't
know
know if
where.
you saw, but actually Brad was the first interview we did in the series.
Yeah, I,
It was
I,
really
I
funny.
interviewed Bradley, yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't see that. I
Yeah,
think
he
I saw
kicked off
your.
the series.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, he was the first guy that I interviewed.
Oh, I don't see the conversation. Oh, there it is. Um, yeah, I can't find it. Because I'd have to. I sent it as a tweet message. Yeah, I can't find it
Oh,
on
as a
Twitter.
DM?
I sent it as a not as a DM. If it was a DM, I would be able to find it. But
As like an old tweet that he can't find.
Yeah.
right, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'd have to look through your whole Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I guess we can move on to the next question in the meantime. Yeah, if you want to keep looking for that. Would you ever use your second channel more?
Okay. Well, the first video that I posted on the second channel was another meme. It was this really terrible. What was it? It was I think it was a shiny meme from Moana, and I
Yeah, I
posted the
saw it.
meme. I posted it to Reddit, and then this one guy wrote this like really long comment telling me everything that was wrong with this 5-second meme. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be posting on here again anytime soon. I
Right.
think I'll stick to what I'm good at. If I do, like, I basically just wanted to reserve the name. I guess I can't do that yet until I get 100 subscribers there. But I wanted to reserve it because I just wanted to have the second channel as an option. I guess if my channel ever gets taken down or something, I can have people subscribe there or something. Just a good backup. To answer your question, I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for, or when I would use it, but I would probably have to. I should probably use it for something.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be good to just post like even like a shit post so that you could get to 100 subs.
Right. And you know what I probably do is post my podcast there. I removed all the podcasts on my channel because I wasn't really happy with them. So I'd probably, if I started my podcast up again after 10,000 subscribers, I would probably post on the Woolly2 YouTube channel.
I see. I just looked up Moana and found a video of a guy who calls himself GD semicolon singing open of the songs from it. Okay. I've actually never seen Moana. So
It's a good movie. Honestly, I thought it was a pretty good movie.
yeah, my friend
It's a good movie.
Wait, go ahead, go ahead, JMax, go ahead.
All right, so it's a good movie, but I don't know if this is the right terminology, but I feel like it kind of got the Frozen effect. If you know what I mean. Where,
How do you mean? How do
like
you mean by
the movie Frozen?
Yes, I saw Frozen
Where
as well.
became so sorry, my mic cut out. So overpopularized that like it just became like a cliche, like Frozen did.
You think so? I guess. Yeah, I didn't think it obviously wasn't nearly as popular. Like Frozen is at
Yeah.
the top of somewhere around the top of the box office for animated movies, of all time. But I didn't think it was as popular. I guess I wasn't really paying attention to it at the time though.
Yeah, it
I thought
wasn't as popular, but it did very well for a Disney animated movie.
right. I thought the good songs in Moana were better than the good songs in Frozen. I didn't
Yeah.
like Frozen that much, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but
I'm
in Moana, the songs were written by the guy who did Hamilton, which I know
Right.
a lot of people.
Lin-Manuel Miranda. They were written by him.
Yeah, if you've ever seen the new Disney movie, the Disney Pixar movie Coco, you'll know why I'm saying this. But Frozen, in their new one that was before Coco, they had I think seven songs
Oh my-
in a 30-minute animated short.
A 30-minute animated
Might have
short?
been 40, but there were
Before
like
feature film? That's
Yeah.
insane.
it was bad.
That's
It was
really
really bad.
that is such an oversight. That is such.
Yeah,
Okay, one
I
guy
wouldn't
says that
be
we're too quiet or something.
um I mean, other people have said we're fine, Roy Blunt. So, I mean, it could be your end, pal. I don't know. I've had a few people say it's fine. I've had a few people say it's quiet. Turn up your volume. That should do the trick.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
You tried removing the battery and replacing it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Have
Have
you
you
tried
tried
it
smashing
showing-
your phone and then taking it to the Apple Store or wherever else?
Have you tried just like showering money upon us until we decide to remove the glitch on our software end?
Yeah, donation link in the description below. By the way, lol.
All your glitches will be gone.
Just had to plug that. Now, I guess we can move on to the next question. Why do you only have 19 videos up on your channel, Wooly?
Because I don't upload very much. Because usually either I just get busy with something else, or it just takes me a really long time to work on the videos. I know some of the, because I've tried to make videos that are that are faster to produce. Like I've made like maybe half the videos. I maybe made like 5 or 10 videos that never saw the light of day, just because I made them too fast, or I didn't put enough
Maybe
thought.
you should put those on your second channel.
Yeah, you could.
I could do that, but I feel like that'd be a little weird, just to have these. And plus, it's not going to do anything for the number on my current channel, or
Yeah,
my,
but it's
my
just like
primary channel.
so that people can see them, I guess.
Well, again, I think that's why I would do podcasts. Like podcasts are obviously just take an hour to produce, maybe another hour to edit them down. Like if you have to cut anything out, and then and upload. So that's why I think podcasting would be helpful if I wanted to really improve my presence. But I'm not going to post them on my main channel again.
Right. What were the videos?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. What were the videos?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. One of the videos was I was looking at these like crowdfunding, like crowd bigging. I was looking at specifically crowd bigging. It was basically a Kickstarter crap, and that was one of the reasons why I didn't put it up, because I was looking at it, I was like, people are gonna call me like a half Indian iDubbbz. People are going to,
Oh.
yeah. I've been called half Indian. I actually, Bunty King, who you interviewed on here. He
Oh,
called
yeah.
me Mexican Jax films before he knew that I was half Indian. And it's funny because he's Indian himself, so we shouldn't be able to tell.
Oh my god, that's that's amazing.
It was really funny. He was so apologetic when he realized he got it wrong. Yeah. But okay, so that was one of the videos. Another one was actually a longer video. It was on Minecraft and the sort of the culture behind it and why people now suddenly have started to hate it. And I went into it and I was sort of talking about it, and then I realized, I just looked back at the script and it's like, nobody's gonna like this video. It's like I just didn't have the script wasn't there, and I already recorded it, like the whole thing. I recorded the whole thing. I started to edit it, and I was like, this just isn't coming together right. And wow,
I don't know. I think I would actually like, if you were to ever go back to that idea, I think I'd be very interested to watch that.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a bad concept for a video, actually.
I didn't think it was a bad concept per se, but I just thought that the execution was just like
poor.
It was pretty poor. Yeah, like I can be, again, I don't want to blow my own horn here, but like I am a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to some of my content. Like my content, I sit down and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put a lot of work into this. I have to be a perfectionist. But like sometimes I'll put something up that's like, like my emoji movie review. I didn't really put any effort into that. I didn't put much effort into that Lele Pons video. That was more of a meme I wanted to make because I hadn't uploaded in so long. But here I am, 25 days since my last video. It's been longer since the gap between the Lele Pons video and whatever came before that. So yeah, I don't really have a leg to stand on.
You should post that script to Reddit.
Post a script to Reddit? If I was gonna do anything with it, I would have to make like a full-fledged video.
Yeah.
Now, why did you pick the name WoollyOne?
So I picked the name WoollyOne because it's actually the correct spelling of a misspelled variant I had before. I remember when I was maybe 9 or 10, I was signing up for a account on some website, and my mom was helping me sign up because I didn't really know how to use computers back then. And she was like, all right, we need to come up with a username. She's like, well, you like sheep, so why don't you name yourself WoollyOne? And I didn't know why I had to have a number, but it sort of stuck. And I was like, when I made my YouTube channel, I realized that I had to come up with a name, and I floated a couple of ideas by some of my family members, and they're like, nah, it's a terrible idea. You're trying too hard. So it's like, you know what? Why don't I just try not at all and just take something that I have already used before and just change it a little bit. So I took WoollyOne. It used to have like a number 1, but I thought that would look a little tacky. So I changed it to WoollyOne. And I was like, all right, that's what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to care because there's so many people with more ridiculous names than that, and they're doing just fine. So that's basically how I chose that name.
Yeah, I like it a lot better with the name with the one spelled out, because it makes it seem less like you are the first Woolly, and it makes it more sound like you are a woolly person.
Yeah, because if it was typed out like this, that doesn't look good.
I didn't want to. I sort of wanted to leave it open to interpretation, I guess. I'm obviously not some visionary. Have you ever seen any of the Neil Breen videos? Neil Breen, his movies.
Neil Breen?
Neil Breen.
I don't think I've ever heard of him.
I haven't heard of him either.
Watch Your Movie Sucks videos on them. They're hilarious. Like some of the funniest stuff I've seen. He was doing some interview and he was talking about how much of a visionary because he's this director who made these movies, and he thinks that he's such a visionary, and people were like, well, why did you do this? And he's like, oh, here's this really complex reasoning behind it. Here's why you have to have a certain amount of intelligence to appreciate my Neil Breen movies. I think that meme went over everyone's head. Oops.
That genuinely sounds like a Rick and Morty.
Oxyvoid seems to a guy in the comments. He knows who that is.
Yeah, Oxyvod. Neil Breen is a legend.
Yeah, absolute legend.
I found him. Is this the man? Send you a link on Discord.
This looks like. Yep, that's him, and he probably just posts his trailers up here. Yeah, he made this. You should watch the Your Movie Sucks videos on him. They're very funny, very good content.
For
And
sure.
anyway, I sort of got off track because I was basically using him as an example of someone who I didn't want to make everyone think that like there's some deeper meaning behind my name. I just sort of wanted people to think, not really sort of shove something in someone's face. I didn't want it to be like too in your face, I guess. And I thought there was
Mhm.
just sort of it was good to leave out the number one and sort of choose the whole name WoollyOne. I don't know. I guess I'm trying to think back to what my thought process was. Honestly, I didn't put too much thought into it. There wasn't that much behind the reasoning for that, but it stuck, and I think a lot of people sort of recognize it. The only problem that I've had with that name is, like at university, they'll go up to me and they'll be like, "Oh, I heard you've got a YouTube channel." And I've been trying to keep it on the down low because I don't really want people to think of me that way. If you know what I mean.
Right.
I don't want people to think I'm like this, this puffed up YouTuber guy who makes his Minecraft Let's Plays and thinks he's all that. I don't want people to think of me that way. But if they find out about my channel, then so be it. So they'll ask me how to spell the name, and I'm like, wait, so people don't actually know how to spell Woolly? Turns out a lot of people either try to use one O or one L when they're spelling it out.
I typically use one L. Yeah.
So, and I guess ironically, or I don't know if it's ironic or not, but when I originally made the name for that account that I was talking about, it had one L as well. So.
Do you mind if I ask what that was for?
What was for? I'm sorry.
What the username was originally used for?
It was for this website called Garage Games. I bought a game off of it called Marble Blast Gold. Solid game. It came because I don't know. I remember if I bought that game or something else, but I had to make an account for that, and it was just like some video game website, and I had to make an account so I could download stuff off of it. And
Was it like a DRM, like Steam?
no, it wasn't like a DRM. It was pretty old school. It's basically you buy the software and you get like the license key and you activate it like that. This is years ago, by the way. This was back in 2008 or so.
Yeah, this website does not look good, Wooly. Oh God.
GarageGames.com.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, like I think they're pretty much dead right now. I'm trying to look. I can't even get on there right now.
Last blog post was the 14th of March this year.
Right, and you can see it's about how the Garage Games community will never die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Well,
you
we'll
have
see
to make
about
a blog post saying that your community's not gonna die, I hate to break the bad news to you.
Yeah, usually, like a lot of the times, it's just a poor administrative presence. That's what kills a lot of these things. I've noticed.
All right, a weird random question. How many subs would you need to, and like active subs would you need to drop out of college?
Oh, I don't think I'd ever drop out of college. To be honest, I don't think any amount of subs would make me do that. I definitely want to get my computer science degree because YouTube's not going to last forever, no matter how many subs you have.
For sure.
Whether
Yeah.
you've got 100,000 or not 100 million. 1 million.
If you get 100 million,
Oh.
dropping out of college.
Yeah, you better be.
Yeah.
Basically, you change your whole career at that point. But even people like MKBHD, Marcus Brownlee, he does the tech videos. I think he's got like 10 million or so.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever dropped out of college, even when he was getting major success on his channel. So I don't think that I would ever want to drop out because and even I would even have a job at the same time as doing YouTube probably, just because I would want to have that stability.
Yeah.
YouTube is the opposite of stability. Like most people want financial stability, and YouTube just can't offer that.
Yeah.
Because the whole platform, people were never supposed to live off of it. People just sort of did that because they could. But the whole platform was, okay, you're making these videos, and you can make a couple of bucks on the side. And then there were these success stories of people who made $1,000 off of their video. And then eventually that became more and more common. It became the norm. and people didn't realize that that was never going to be there permanently, and they started to literally lose their jobs because YouTube just wasn't able to pay them, obviously because of the adpocalypse. But I think that everything was sort of coming to a head anyway, and I just can't really see a future where, in fact, I think my channel will probably die before I probably by the time I get out of college, my channel will be dead, just because people will lose interest in the channel, or I'll just stop getting subscribers. Because, like I said in my Jackson's video, most people don't last that long.
Right.
Like 5 years for a YouTube channel is really good.
Yeah, but you said 5 years once they become big.
Yeah, like once they become big, but I'm not really sure when that would be from. Like I can see in the next year. I think I could probably get to 100,000 in the next year.
Yeah.
Especially I'm coming up in 10,000, so you're coming up to. I think there's something about 10,000 that really opens you up to this sort of new tier of collaborations.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of times I'll find a channel when they're at 10,000, and then in the next 6 months I'll check back and I'll be like, holy crap, how did they get 100,000 subs?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to really, I think I'm gonna have to get a little more serious about this now. I have a financial stake in this, which is that I bought stuff for my channel. I bought my camera for my channel, and I bought like my new microphone. I got that for my channel, so I have invested money into the channel. So it does sort of incentivize making videos, because if I decide to just quit YouTube, then I've lost that. I don't have a use for it anymore. But
right.
I do have subscribers now who want to see my content. So I think I'm just gonna have to get a little more serious about that. And I do have quite a few ideas, and now that people seem to have, like I did get a moderately good reception on the Ozzy the Fast and the Furious review. So I think I can just sort of keep doing that, and people will enjoy that kind of stuff. And I can, if I ever run out of ideas, I can just find another terrible movie to review.
Have you ever seen the channel Michael Reeves?
Michael Reeves? I don't think I've heard of that, no.
Neither have I.
Relatively small. He made a video that got a few 100,000 views, and he got to 100K in like a week, of posting that video. But
wow.
He's like a computer science channel, and I was wondering, are you?
Oh yeah, you told me about him.
Are you ever planning on doing any computer science videos?
I'm not planning on doing any, but I feel like it would be foolish to say that my commentary, I would never be able to incorporate that in my commentary, because I was thinking about talking about the YouTube algorithm a little bit. Wait, hold on, is his name Robot Guy, or is that you're calling me Robot Guy?
He built a few robots.
Oh, okay. I thought you were.
His main video that got him the most traction was a video where he built a robot that, using Arduino, that has a camera, and it points a laser directly into his eye, no matter where he looks.
Oh, that sounds annoying. Ouch.
Yeah, he makes funny videos. Like, the different machines he made, just to name 3, was that one. He made one where whenever he gets a YouTube subscriber, it blasts music no matter what time of day it is in his apartment.
Oh God.
And he made another one that where in a live stream, people can type commands in chat when they donate to position a cannon that shoots as he calls it, a YouTube buddy. You can use your imagination to figure out what that is, at him, that he 3D printed.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
What?
It sounds like I'm not really into robotics as much. Like I don't have an Arduino. I'm more of a programmer.
Yeah, but like that's just like in the realm of things I could see. Yeah. I couldn't see you doing like weird stuff like that, but I could see you doing some like good things with programming.
I don't know why I feel. Oh, go ahead, Wooly.
I'm not really. I'm gonna learn more about circuitry and things like that. Like in my computer science degree, so I'll definitely be able to I guess know how to do that kind of stuff. As oftentimes you'll see when they're making a robot, you have to know basic circuitry. I don't know if we call it circuitry or whatever. Like I'm talking about it like it's archery or something like that. But I would like I have used programming before. Like for example, if you noticed in my Jacksfilms video, when I have the title card where it says the genius of Jacksfilms, and you have like all the thumbnails flashing behind it, I didn't download those manually. I made a program that downloaded them for me, it basically just it crawled his entire channel and got like the first 100 thumbnails or so, and it downloaded them for me. So I
Yeah,
did make
I remember watching it and thinking that must have been a bitch to do.
yeah, well, that's what programming's for, I guess, to speed things up. And then I also made another like back when I was using my iPhone, I was using the front-facing camera, and I made an app that would basically just show the display and nothing else, so I could record the display of the phone, and also see see myself at the same time, so I'd be able to position myself correctly. Now that I got my own camera, I don't need to use that anymore.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, I was thinking the same thing a lot because I'm taking a class on After Effects, and I'm seeing all these crazy things that people are doing, and I'm thinking like, how am I possibly going to do that without coding my own plugins?
Right. Now, in After Effects, as I understand it, one of the advantages is that you can what is it? There's like the expressions. You can write like sort of inline code so that things are linked up with each other. That sounds pretty useful.
Yeah.
I know what I use is Apple Motion, and I don't think that that has any feature like that.
Do you like Apple Motion?
I do like Apple Motion. There's a lot that you can do with it. It's very good for the price. Considering the next thing up is After Effects. Like anytime you look up alternatives to After Effects, they're like thousands of dollars. I might as well buy a new computer at that point. So I've never and if I wouldn't want to pirate After Effects either. Just for all the NSA agents listening out there, I'm not planning on doing that. So so if I did get it, I'd have to. I would definitely be using YouTube money to fund it. So basically, that's what I mean when I say that I wouldn't want to quit my job. I could use my real life job to fund like my life, if like I could pay rent and buy food and do all those other adult things. But for YouTube, I would probably use my own YouTube money, like money I was making off of YouTube. So that and to like pay for licenses and buy stock photos and I guess buy software like After Effects.
Right.
Yeah, I've always thought of like After Effects and Final Cut as like Apple's version of it.
You've always oh yeah okay so you think of Final Cut Pro as being like Apple's After Effects?
Yeah, I've always just thought of them as like the since you don't like PC or like the not as powerful, more simplified versions.
I would compare Final Cut Pro to Adobe Premiere, and I would compare After Effects to Motion, and iMovie to Sony Vegas, sort of on the different
Really,
tiers.
I would actually put Sony Vegas way higher because it's a lot more complicated of a software than iMovie.
You think so? Because like the new versions of iMovie they're getting pretty good.
They're
I don't
good,
know
but
if you can do.
There's no keyframes or effects in iMovie.
That's a good point. You can do you can do effects, but you can't do keyframes, as far as I know. Like you can do like very basic effects, but yeah, I guess that's a little more fair. It's free also, so there's also that.
Well, it's free with a $1,000 computer.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess anything is sort of you need the computer to run on it, right? So.
Yeah.
Does it only work on certain computers? Can you get like Sony Vegas for Mac?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked into that.
Okay.
Well.
Do you edit in Final Cut? I take it.
Yeah, I use Final Cut in conjunction with Apple Motion usually, and if I need to make like still images, I use Pixelmator.
Yeah, Pixelmator's. Yeah, I remember I used Pixelmator for a while before I was able to get Photoshop through school.
Yeah, Pixelmator is very solid. It's pretty cheap, and it's got a lot of doesn't like it's missing some features that are a little annoying. You can't like map the text to a path or anything like that, so you couldn't like make text that sort of rotated around something. But for making thumbnails, like the thumbnails, especially my most recent one, I thought that was a pretty good thumbnail. I made a thumbnail for my YouTube, my other friend Grant Rants. Shout out to Grant Rants. He makes it very funny.
Yeah, I saw when we were talking on Reddit. You linked him to me.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's very very good channel. I'm actually working on a collab with him right now.
Yeah, that's
Um,
how we came up.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, I see. Now I remember. Um, but I think that Pixelmator is pretty suitable for making basic things that look high quality. But obviously Photoshop, if you want to make something that looks really advanced, then Photoshop is where you have to
Yeah,
go
I
to.
would have never noticed. Like, if your thumbnails, if I had to guess, I would have guessed they were made in Photoshop.
Oh really? Okay.
Hmm.
Well,
Honestly, I think that most YouTube channels can have longevity if they adapt to the climate and actually listen to feedback. Look at PewDiePie or IDubbbz content from 2013. That's what someone said.
That's actually, I think that's a very good point. PewDiePie definitely changed his style very significantly. Um,
Yeah.
he still does like Let's Plays, but there's so much different. He's not like that annoying. I mean, still people think he's kind of annoying, but like he's not that the example that you
hasn't-
point.
Screaming at amnesia.
Right.
I don't think I've heard him say PewDiePie with like the fingers and all in years.
How's it
Right,
going,
right.
bros? My name's PewDiePie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't really. Cause I guess he grew out of that. I guess
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do miss a good brofish to the camera and you know.
Yeah.
He said again, iDubbbz's Slenderman Gangnam Style wasn't supposed to be ironic.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
but that shit's funny to watch nowadays.
Yeah, iDubbbz, his channel definitely it went through quite a few changes, and it's funny because he can look back at that stuff and laugh. He never did anything that made him a bad person back then, but he
Yeah.
did
No.
some pretty cringy content.
Yeah.
One thing I will say about iDubbbz though is I've actually been really disappointed with him lately because
Really?
I was explaining this to Shampy actually like about an hour before we got on the call with you.
You don't have to call me Shampy J-Max.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry, but okay. Let me gather my thoughts. But his older videos, like, he doesn't upload frequently. He uploads like once a month.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit annoying. But the only series that he's been doing consistently is his Bad Unboxing fan mail, which I think is kind of unfair that that's his only series because fan mail is supposed to be like something that you do because people like your other series, so they
Right.
send you mail. It's not supposed to be a main series, and I guess it's good that he does it, but I don't know, it just takes too long for them to come out, and it's making me a little annoyed that he does something that only a large YouTuber can do.
I see. So you feel like he can get away with it because, and I think he can get away with it because he's a bigger channel. And I think that there's a lot of merit to that because I feel like people just wouldn't watch it otherwise. If he was,
Exactly.
if he was a big channel, but or if he was a smaller channel, then like for example, if I started doing unboxing, nobody would want to watch that because.
Yeah.
But then again, people did subscribe to him in part because of his personality. I will say that I think iDubbbz has been lazy lately, and I think that like what has he
He's
been
been
busy with?
coasting off. He's been coasting off that Rice Gum video.
Yeah, like he definitely. It's not like he needs to make content, but I don't know. But also he has been making he has been making bad unboxing and Kickstarter crap for the longest time, and that was his main content.
Yeah,
So
but, like Kickstarter crap is something original, but Bad Unboxing is just like it's something that it's gotten repetitive. He opens a dildo, he opens shit, he opens,
right.
he
Yeah.
opens something repulsive, and then he gets a good gift and he pretends like it's bad, and then he makes a shrine. Like it's just gotten very predictable.
I see. Yeah, like his latest. I didn't like his latest one. That. I
Yeah.
thought some of his ones from earlier in the year, like his I don't know what the name is now, like a Happy Girl Celebrates End Times or something like that. He had to rename it like twice because of demonetization.
Oh yeah, the one that was like originally like it had lesbian in the title. The one where he's dressed like as a princess, right?
Yes, that one.
Yeah, I know
I
that
thought
one.
that was a pretty good one.
Yeah,
I
it
like
was.
that.
Yeah, and another thing to add to the list of cliches from them is he always changes the background.
Right.
Oh,
He
yeah.
changed it back.
Yeah, and they're good videos. They're just like it's gotten old.
I
Yeah.
see what you mean. Yeah.
All
You
right.
need some like main videos to back up those videos.
Mm-hmm.
Oxybot is saying, I think iDubbbz is like the biggest exception for YouTube rules. His channel pretty much exploded from content cops. You can go on his social blade and find where each content cop is because his subscribers go up 10 times. Yeah, that's true. The man blows up when he puts out a content cop because they're so rare. Like this year, there was only two, one in February and one in October.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely his. I think that the concept cop sort of came out of nowhere. People really weren't expecting him. He'd never done anything like that before.
Yeah.
And then especially like the Leafy and the Keemstar ones. I guess people just really liked those, and they and I did too. I liked them a lot too. I'm not sure if I like the. I'm not really sure which one I liked the most. To be honest with you.
Right.
I, I, I like the Jinx one. Like the Jinx one was very simple, but just Jinx is such a funny character to make a content cop on.
Yeah, I'd say so. Um, it's the same shit that people do with Drama Alert, but it hasn't gotten old because it's good content. Yeah, that's true. Um, so you know what you should do, Wooly? You should make the genius of YouTube iDubbbz TV.
That's one that's been recommended to me. That along with Video Game Donkey and I think people like Dan and Phil, like ones that I didn't really hear about before, like Dan and Phil, because a lot of Jack's films like Dan and Phil's content. They sort of identify with it the same way they identify with Jackson's content. So yeah, iDubbbz is definitely. I did mention in my Ricegum video that I'm planning on making a video on iDubbbz content. Well, I didn't say I was planning. I sort of said perhaps that's for another video, which is more of a hint. But I am. It's sort of it's on the roster somewhere. I am planning on making a video like that.
Are
Probably
you
I'll
planning
finish.
on making the Genius of YouTube a series?
I don't know if it would be necessary like the genius of this, the genius of that. It's probably going to be more like it's going to be analytical like the Jax Films one. I don't know if I'd put as much editing in as I did with the Jax Films one. Maybe like I felt like that was even a little overkill, but I guess we'll have to see. People liked that series. Also, people liked the YouTube MD video I made.
Oh yeah, that was good.
I
Yeah.
thought that was kind of that kind of cracked me up when you showed up on camera.
Yeah,
talking to
it was meant to be more of a sight gag, like the whole doctor thing. Like that was like I was just supposed to.
I like that.
Yeah, why haven't you done another of those?
Because I don't want people to call me content doctor. I know that it's gonna happen.
Content doctor.
If the only gimmick is gonna be people like I'm gonna be wearing like doing the doctory terms and wearing the lab coat. I still have that. I didn't bring it with me to college. I'll probably bring it with me anyway, just because why not? But if I did, I would have to seriously rethink how I did it, and it would probably be different. It would be a similar sort of doctor, wearing the lab coat and using the doctor terms and all of that stuff. But I would have to rethink how I wanted to do that, and I would have to come up with something that sort of made the people who subscribed for that happy, but also brought in new subscribers and made it more interesting. And I do have a couple of ideas that I'm mulling over, so I guess I'll have to revisit that, but that'll probably be further down the line.
Right. So since that one was on Behind the Meme, do you not like memes, or you do like memes but you just don't like the channel?
I don't like Behind the Meme because, and I mentioned, I don't think he's an original channel. I mean, I guess it's this sort of novelty to it. It's like, oh, it's like you can learn about memes through videos. I don't think he puts any effort into his videos at all. I haven't seen his later content, so I can't speak for that. But at the time, he would use all of these final, and I talked about this. He would use all of these Final Cut presets, and he would use.
Yeah, I noticed that because I had played around with Final Cut over the summer at a camp, a film camp, and whenever I saw his videos, I would just cringe at the presets that are so blatantly obvious.
Exactly. It's like when you use the presets that everyone knows about. Like, it's one thing to use a cross dissolve or a blur transition that comes with Final Cut Pro. It's another thing entirely to take their example titles and just paste them in. It looks really tacky.
It's like that iMovie transition with like the sparkles.
Right.
Oh God.
Exactly. That is a great example. And another thing that he would do is just have animated GIFs that are very loosely related to whatever he's talking about. Because he either doesn't want to show his face or he can't think about stock photos or something besides animated GIFs that everyone's seen before. It just comes across as really tacky and low quality, and I just don't like it.
He actually, I don't know if it's still up, but okay, so he doesn't really like showing his face, I take it, but he actually had a channel once that you can find. And I remember I saw a video where if you go into like the recommended channels or something, where he has like that channel that he had on the 90s, and then you go to a comment on one of the videos, it's one of his older channels, and you can actually see him talking with his face.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, what does the man look like? Tell us.
I don't want to.
I don't really remember. I remember he had darker skin.
Oh, okay. I was gonna guess that he was like,
White?
I don't want to. See, the thing is, if I say that I was gonna guess a race, I feel like that would be a little, I don't know. Well, hey, I'm a minority. I can get away with that, can't I?
Exactly. So can I. I'm a minority as well. J-Max isn't, so he can't get away with that.
Okay.
I'm
sorry.
religiously a minority.
Ah, yeah, that is
Oh,
true.
there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
stay in your lane.
minorities in a Discord call judging people.
The genius of WoollyOne. That could be a channel trailer. I don't know. That's Mr. Cookie Dough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking that could be like your 100K special or something like that.
Right. I guess if I was gonna do something like that, it would be basically talking about how I started YouTube and go into all the details about. I would I don't have to make it interesting. If I did anything like a draw my life, it would be a complete joke. Like the whole thing. Would just
You should title this video when it uploads. You should title it "The Genius of WoollyOne."
Interview in parentheses.
That's funny. I remember one really funny. I remember one of the only serious videos that Jackson has ever posted was his Draw My Life. It's just really weird seeing it because it was like.
Yeah, it really was.
I was like, what? I was expecting the whole thing to be a joke. It was. Yeah, but like if I did a Draw My Life, it would be a joke, or I would try to make it really funny or something.
Like, would you do it in like Microsoft?
So that.
Oh, you guys are lagging a bit. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm lagging a little bit.
Yeah, would you do it in Microsoft Paint?
Microsoft Paint. I don't have a Windows computer, so I guess I'd have to stick to like GIMP or Pixelmator or something like that.
You could do it in like, you know how Apple Notes has like that feature where you can draw on it. That would be funny, and like you like shot it on like your iPhone, like a video of your screen.
Right. I guess I would still want to make it look like a real Draw My Life, but just spoof it, you know?
Ah.
Yeah.
Are there any more questions that you had written down, at all?
Yeah, I have like 3 more that we haven't gone over.
All right, let's get to one more, and then we'll probably go on another tangent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think this one will cause a tangent, but what's your setup like, Wooly?
What's my setup like?
Yeah.
The microphone I'm actually using it right now. AT2035 Audio Technica. Connected to a Focusrite. I think it's a Scarlett Solo audio interface. My computer is a MacBook Pro, but it's about like it's from 2015, but it's about as tricked out as they come. I remember I just sort of blew all my money on it. It was a great investment though. It's still like nowhere near dead, and it's been 2 years.
Yeah, I have the MacBook Air from around the same time. I got it through school. It is completely dead, just because. Well, to be fair, we got the 256 gigabyte, and I take all of the animation and Photoshop classes at my school, and it filled up within the first year.
Yeah, I mean, I have an external hard drive now. I guess that's part of my setup too. The 2 terabyte Thunderbolt external hard drive. My camera, I never like I meant to make a video on this, but I just never did. My camera is a what is it called? Oh yeah, Panasonic Lumix G7, which is a 4x3 mirrorless camera, and I've been using. In the last video I used a wide-angle lens, 14 millimeters, which is I think 20. Wait, no, yeah, it's like 28 millimeters for a regular lens. But usually I use like the equivalent of a 50 millimeter lens, and it's that one's much more high quality, and I'll probably stick to that. In fact, that's what I use for the collab. And then I guess for software I use Apple Motion, Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro, and Pixelmator, like I mentioned before.
When have you used Logic? That's like that's a audio software.
Right. I think I've mixed some audio. I've never made like actual music for my videos. I want to start doing that at some point. But I usually just use that to record the audio and treat it so that the bass is fine and that I can cut out any noise or something like that. That's basically what I use Logic Pro for.
Okay. Would you say YouTube is your dream job, or do you have something else you'd like to pursue as a job?
Well, if I was gonna, I don't think YouTube's gonna ever be like a full-time thing for me.
Right.
I think that I'll definitely keep it up for as long as I can. I can't guarantee that when I'm married with a family, I'm gonna be doing YouTube, but
right.
I think that I'll
I can't guarantee that when you're married in your 40s, YouTube will still be around.
Yeah, that's another good point. Well, there's bound to be something else for you.
Yeah.
At that point, right?
Yeah.
In terms of a job, I'll probably get like some kind of programming job, like as a developer.
Okay. Now, last question I've got written down here to conclude it. Do you have any plans or goals for 2018?
Well, I set for January 1st of 2018, I wanted to get to 10,000. That's probably not going to happen, to be honest with you, just because something really good would have to happen to get me 1,000 subs in that time. Apparently, Social Blade is predicting that for like February 2nd or something like that.
Right.
But I basically want to I want to make more videos. I want to do more collabs with people. I want to be on more interviews and like podcasts and things like that. I want to get my podcast started again. And I want to, I don't know, maybe 100,000 by the end of the year. We'll see. Well, that's pretty ambitious, but I think it's possible.
Right. Well, I wish you the best of luck with that.
Thank you.
Do you guys want to hop into a Discord server and invite viewers to ask questions?
I'd say we can wrap up the interview here, and people can talk to us off camera, I guess.
I gotta go and I gotta go and eat dinner now. But I'm always in my Discord, and from time to time I'll hop in my voice chat. People can talk to me. In fact, people can. I'll post if you don't mind, I'll post my Twitter and my Discord link in the chat.
Yeah, sure. You're more than welcome to do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My Twitter is, just for anyone who's listening, WoollyOneYT, at WoollyOneYT, I guess. TP. And my Discord. Oh. Remove any web addresses and try again. Could you post that, please? It's just WoollyOneYT.
Yeah, I got you.
And also my Discord link, I'll send that to you as well. I'll send you an invite.
Here's his Twitter.
And here's the Discord. I sent it to the chat.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna join it. There we are.
Yeah, I hopped in.
All right, thank you.
And that's his Discord.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for coming on.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you for having me.
It was great speaking with you. I hope we get to speak again sometime.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
I'll link you the VOD when it's out, Wooly.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'll make sure to shout it out on my Twitter as well, so people can see that.
Thanks, man.
All right, then. Thanks so much for having me on. I guess I'll talk to you guys later.
No problem. I'll speak to you later, my man.
All right.
I'm looking forward to see the new video.
Yeah,
Same.
it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a pretty good one. It's gonna be a little different. It's gonna use some more, I'll say, some of my more academic knowledge. That sounded like really pretentious. Grant Rance and I are pretty into history. I'll put that. And that
you
will
know
be.
him from outside of YouTube, or is
Yeah,
he
yeah.
an IRL friend?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, don't want to keep you from eating, but yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, my man.
All right. So I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, I'll speak to you later. Bye-bye.
Later.
Later. What a nice man. All right, I'm going to end it. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Wait, I just want to quickly say thank you to Oxyvoid and Mr. Cookie Dough. You guys have brought up some really interesting things. So thank you guys for helping out.
Yeah, before you boys and girls go, I'm going to link J-Max's channel. Go drop him a sub.
Yeah, my videos are shit, but you know.
Go drop me a sub if you enjoyed. I'll send my Discord link. Please end me, Champy. I'm sorry. I don't want to end anyone. That's illegal. There's J-Max's channel. Go watch. Go sub. Drop me a sub if you enjoyed. Let me send my Discord and my Twitter as well, and then I'll go. There's my Discord and my Twitter right here. And yeah, that's it, everyone. You guys take care of yourselves. Have a good night or day. Depends on where you are. Take care. See you next one. Goodbye.